Seems fine. Oh, hello, and welcome to This Thing's Got Problems. I'm Eric. The thing that has problems today is a bunch of seats. See, we had some snow come through, and I didn't feel like driving in it, honestly, because you want that first snow of the year you want the idiots to figure out how to drive again. So I brought some work home with me, and I know you just saw a bunch of videos on, you saw some seat repairs, the leather, the vinyl, but I thought we'd go over all the different kinds of problems you're going to run into with your motorcycle or a car. This is the same stuff, or saddlebags, or a jacket. It literally is all the exact same stuff. You just use a different grain pad, and before ordering that type of thing, you'd have to just kind of match up the grain that you got going on and what you want to match. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a bunch of different seats that I brought home with me to work on, and just the different issues. And it's a little cold in the garage. Just some things you'd run into. So, shall we get started? Why not? So this one has come off a 2020 Road King, and we already have split there, and we have chain from a wallet slapping there, or I don't know, or buttons on jeans, something weird. It always seems to, where you throw a leg over, seems to snag sometimes. And this is relatively new, so it's not like it's sun damaged or dry rotted or anything like that. It's just, something was dragging across it. And before we get started, you got to clean it. For one, tape. Black tape or duct tape always seems to find its way onto a seat that's been damaged, instead of just buying the stuff and just fixing it. And well, because, I brought everything home but the cleaner, I'm going to go with some brake cleaner, I guess. Because why not? It takes off glue, and it degreases. That's its job. That's really what you want to get rid of. So let's see how that works. Smells great. Love this stuff. What is that? Get all this crap off, because this will all affect how your compound fuzz. That doesn't matter. That's going to go away with the heat gun. Don't worry about that. You can tug on it if you want. It's never ending. And it was over here. There's the other stuff. Nice square of glue. That's how you can tell it was the electrical tape. Expertly applied. I don't know if you know this about electrical tape. Go ahead and put it on something warm. Just so that my mic was in a weird spot. Wanted to make sure the audio was still coming through okay. So as we were. So I was saying, I'm not sure if you know this about electrical tape, but go ahead and put it on something that gets hot or something that gets greasy. Like ass sweat. And tell me what it does. Instant black goop that will get all over your hands, and you'll never get it off. It's almost as bad as anti-seize. And it doesn't really do anything. It kind of slides off whatever you're trying to repair. It's for wires, but I don't even like using it on wires, to be honest with you. Especially under a hood, or near anywhere where there's going to be oil or oil leaks. Like half the cars I work on, definitely most of the bikes I work on. Go ahead and just wipe the rest of this off to get, that remainder biker's ass sweat off, and grease and French fry fingerprints, whatever else ends up on these things. All right, so real quick there, guys. I was talking about those grain pads that you try to match up the factory look. In this, I don't know if you can kind of see it. I don't want to get too close because then it gets a little weird and funky. you can see the actual, like they print what it looks like, and then, you know, it's the opposite because it smooshes in. This is all we'll ever use for Harley Davidsons, and I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, those are all Harleys. So this is the only one. This is like my most used pad. This is the only one we're going to use. But just to show you, they do offer up, this is kind of, don't pay attention to that, there's just some spillage. But that's kind of like a couch, you know. Again, yeah, you can do your couch. You got a dog that tore half your armrest off, have at it. This, honestly, if I was going to do anything with this jacket, which, you know, I've had this for a long time, it's got like patina, so I'm going to leave it. But this would almost, like, if I had to do a repair on this, you would never, this is like almost a perfect match. Now, what is that, buffalo? What's the cheapest leather you can get? What's an alpaca made of? I don't know. So what I'm going to use on 98.7% of all of my seat repairs, I use Superior Restoration Products Final Weld, FW-4, if you want to order it. And it's relatively cheap, and it goes a very long way. You can do a lot of repairs with it. The thing you're going to spend the most money on is probably, you know, your dye. I like color coat. It's actually a dye. It's not spray paint. If you have something in a weird, like a stretchy type of, you know, where them butt cheeks just smoosh in there hard for miles, I have some stuff here called, this is basically extra strength final weld. It is Bulldog. It is a B smudge. Just ask them for Bulldog and they'll know what you're talking about. And honestly, the 4 fluid ounces is probably, you know, for someone at home, you will never, I mean, you can do a whole couch, I think, probably. You'll never need more, especially the extra strength. You don't need that thick of stuff for most repairs. Final weld, that's your best buddy right there. Other products are available. I don't know what they do, so I can't really advise one way or another. I've seen a lot of interior repair guys posting on, you know, the Instagrams and YouTube videos, having very good success with other products. I just haven't used it. I've used this because I used to work for CarMax about 20 years ago, and this company's still around. So, I mean, they're decades, even from just my experience, probably well before that, decades of doing this right and doing many cars and motorcycles and couches and jackets and saddlebags and purses and whatever, all the things. All right, so let's get back onto this. To give it a little heat because these things are sitting in my car overnight. Just, you know, give it a little warm up. That gets rid of the fuzz. All right, grab your cheap palette knife. That's all you need. Little scoop. Just showed you this in the last video with, I believe, what was that thing, a Road King? White Road King. Had to do a little repair on that seat. But I was asked to see it again with some better angles. So, I mean, fair enough. Sometimes I rush it. At least, you know, I don't rush the job, but I rush the explanation. Certainly sometimes rush the videos. Still getting used to video things. All right, so you want to feather it out like so. Can you see that? Don't leave a hard edge. Hard edges show up, you know, whether it be body work or just essentially think of this as body work. Clean everything well, lint-free, sacrifice a microfiber. You can get the chicken teriyaki versions on Amazon. You can get like 50 of them for a few bucks and it'll last you probably half your life. So now we have this going. It's heated up. It's going to go, well, it's glossy now. Hey, hold on. It's going to go foggy and then it's going to go glossy again. And when it's glossy, I'm going to set it with this here, which is a cooling block. It's a chunk of metal, chunk of aluminum. And then it sets it real quick and it keeps all this from distorting. Here we go. There we go. Nope. That off so we don't start fires. Just gonna roll it. Do not, if you're gonna use that, be advised that will stay. You would use that like if you're trying to do one of these type of things, or if you're trying to get up in, can't even see that angle, can you? Trying to get up in, like that. All right, so that is, it's a set repair. Now I'm going to add more because now we're going to go for looks. Either the temperature in this garage is dropping because I can now see my breath, or my body's running hot because I'm excited. What? Now when I set this, slap that on there, like so. And foggy. Back to gloss. Sometimes I like to wait for smoke. No, I'm not kidding. There she goes. Smack it on there. And then you hit it with your chill bar. You kind of want to, I mean, you're applying a lot of heat, but you still want to keep it as cool as possible. Because you actually can warp all this. So I don't know if you can see the grain that left. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Here, let me get you in there with the better view. So yeah, you still see the gash there, but I mean, it's because we haven't painted it yet. But you can see how it puts that grain look back in it, so it's not just a weird smooth spot. And hopefully that pretty much disappears when we throw some color down on it. I'm going to hit this a couple more times. Again, like body work, you want to make sure it's kind of smoothed out and feathered. And where this sits on the tank, you don't really see it, but it's just me. All right, so that bit is pretty much set. I'm going to flip it around. We're going to do this right away, and then I'm going to hit it with some spray grain. And that kind of just gets rid of the halo left of the repair. And then we're going to throw some color down on it and move on to one of the next many seats I have over here to do. It's going to be a long day. It's definitely getting colder now. All right, so this is right on the stitch. It's a pain in the ass. So all you really can do is what I already did on this side. So we're just going to smear some stuff on here. We're going to slap it and hope it kind of looks okay. Just try not, I mean, this is, might not really be a choice, but try to keep your product out of the stitching area because you will lose it. It'll just smooth it right over, and then it's obvious that, something weird and funky is going on. Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. So I tried to keep the final weld out of the stitching area. It's kind of impossible to be perfect with that, but as long as, there's some kind of a line there, you're going to know it's there. Anyone else looking at it's probably not going to know it's there. So we're now going to hit this with a water-based spray grain for putting grain back. Para Restaura Textura is what it says there. WBSE. Nope, it's a G-A. That's what you want right there. Just read the can because I'm illiterate apparently. Hi. So, as you are spray painting something, you know how far you are away from the thing. With this stuff, do like another third or even, you know what? Yeah, 2, 3, double. Maybe even double it. You kind of want it to dry a bit in the air before it hits, and that's what leaves the bumps. The closer you are, the smoother it's going to be, and then you're not even graining anything. You're just kind of spraying some stuff on it that's not really going to do you any good. Let me show you. So here I am, and I'm going to be like, whoo, I'm not even in there. See what I mean? That's it. That's where I'm leaving that. In fact, there's a couple spots. Well, that might shrink down. You can actually sand this stuff too, if you get a little too nuts with it. Hit it with your heat gun, blow dryer, whatever. And this is just going to be a thing you get from experience, but you can still, on this edge, see kind of a, if you see it super glossy, I call it a halo. I've seen people call it that. Technical term, I guess. You kind of want to cover that up a bit. You're never going to get rid of all of it. Ooh, dead on shot. Now, did it get rid of the grain pad we just slapped in there? No, because this stuff actually shrinks down a lot. But it's just going to help blend it out. Flip it around, do the first repair with spray grain. Yeah, you can see that just fine. There. Good distance. Yeah. Those are kind of big spots that left. Let's see what happens. It's water based, so it does shrink down once you get all that water evaporated out of there. That's not bad. Oh yeah, that's fine. Kind of overheated it right there and pissed it off. So hit that again. Hot! That's it for that, and we'll let that dry the rest of the way. Quickly, in case you're wondering, this heat gun I got off of Amazon for less than 20 bucks, maybe $15. Chandler tool. It's obviously made in Taiwan. That is not a surprise. But what's cool about it, very, very narrow source of heat, so you can direct it. And a lot of heat guns, you know, for like paint scraping, you're going to heat like all this up while you're trying to do this, and you start making the leather and the vinyl wavy, just wavy as hell. So that's why I kind of like these things. And you can get a really good heat gun, but then you make a little adapter out of pipe, stepped into another pipe, and then 15, 20 bucks. This is the way to go. It is getting worse. This color coat wants to be shooken a lot. And you'll know, because you'll spray it on there and be like, nothing's happening. And then you have to do it again. And still nothing's happening. So, you can get one of those. I gotta get one of them. They got like little paint shakers you stick in a Sawzall and you just have at it. I have to get one of them. Look like a crazy person. Alright, let's see where we're at. Oh, do you want to see this part? I should show you this part. This thing has a crazy tip on it. Wow. Yeah, it is. It's not good. Jeez. All right. There's no feather in this. It's like all or nothing. blend it out. Yep. All right, so I just hit it with a coat. I'm just going to let it dry on its own instead of forcing the issue with the heat gun. Hopefully it goes a little duller. So there's that. I mean, it's not ripped anymore. It's not going to rip anymore. You can kind of see where some goop got in the stitches and where it was ripped away. Whoop, just hit something there. This is where it's still a little wet yet, so it looks glossy, but you can see when it dries, you know, it's going to blend in just fine. All right, that is seat number 1. Who do we have next? 2006 Dyna anniversary. 35th anniversary. All right, again, start off cleaning with the absolute wrong cleaner. They have, Superior that is, has a cleaner specifically for silicone, in case anyone threw down some Armor All or some type of leather treatment that usually has some kind of, it's got some kind of silicone. I think everything does now. And that is what paint and any type of repair type product is going to dislike greatly. So clean it up best you can. Don't question some of the weird things stuck to it. And remind yourself that this is a seat off a used motorcycle. There's been nothing on here but asses and thighs. Just don't think about it. Just go to your happy place and be thankful you got gloves on and that you're going to burn the towel that you're using to clean these things. Hell, this towel already has seen so much. I think it deserves a Viking funeral. Something to honor it. So you send it out into the water and the... Right? I think so. All right, so here's where this is going to suck. And this happens on a lot of Harleys. So that floats. Because it mounts to the bike, like so. You know, you smash it in the gas tank and then you put your mount on. And this is kind of where it sits. So you do have a risk of stretching this by overheating it. And there's a way to bring it back. You kind of heat it up again and hope. That's about it. It's just hope. So we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. And welcome back to Eric's Tummy Cam. See where the dye is wearing away on the coat. Gonna leave it. It's my own personal history right there. So here we go. This is, or basically I'm gonna have to just smash this in here. You could probably hear just loads of slushy mess falling on the garage roof right now. It is horrible out there. All right, so that's in there. But obviously, what did we just do to our stitching? Exactly what I told you not to do in the last seat. So I'm going to try to bring a little bit of that back. Problem is this goes into it right here, and if you take too much out, and then it'll just start peeling again. Yeah. This is a step for sure. You don't want to screw up because once it's set, I mean, it's in there. This stuff's no joke. I actually coated an entire, this is like a 82 Honda scooter, like coated his seat because it was just decimated by UV and ass sweat over the years. And I just covered the whole thing, and I used a patch and everything else. And I was like, well, this is good enough for you to sell. And he's like, I don't know. And has been riding it, and it's holding up. And he's like, just fine. It's like, oh, all right then. This is really good stuff. Here we go. Let's throw some heat down on it. I'm going to go cloudy and back to glossy. You see all that white disappear. That'll go gloss. I kind of really don't want to slap this because I know I'm going to stretch it right there. There's the smoke. Maybe go this route. Easy, easy, easy. All right, it's cool. So it is set. I mean, it's obvious. There's a good angle. You can still see where it was. It's not going to get worse now at this point. But we want to definitely try to grain it up a little bit. This might be a case where I use more spray grain than anything. Oh, let me throw some more stuff in there and at least level this out a bit. All right, went back over it again and slapped the grain pad on there. And I think because of its location, it's about all I want to mess with it. Throw some spray grain on, throw some color on, move on. Oh, the tip on this can sucks. They're not normally that bad. Yeah, good enough. All right, so again, because of the conditions out here, stuff's not going to dry quickly to a matte finish, but you can see kind of how it's going to be. So, you know, that's a little more challenging repair, but the stitching doesn't quite look great. But it's done. It's not going to get worse. You know, once it's on the bike, it'll be good. So I told you what could possibly happen in an area where it's not super supported, and you throw heat on it, and then you slap it, and then it wrinkles. It's happened. So this is the result of it stretching. See that? So where heat has been our enemy, we may try to use it as our friend right now. Let's see. I am now going to heat this up and kind of just do that and just let it cool on its own. And it should bring it back. Oh, it's starting to flatten out on its own. all around it. Oh yeah. Now you can definitely feel where it's looser, and this, I mean, it's probably the conditions I'm working in right now too. It's so cold around, and I super concentrate the heat. And now we wait. All right. Now that it's kind of staying on its own, chill it back out. Oh yeah. We're good. See, so, don't freak out if something like that happens. You just give it a little, while it's hot, off to the side, and let it cool on its own. And then I just finish up with the chill bar. Yeah, this is, because it's so cold in here, this is all very hard, and where you're getting it hot, it's doing the bacon. But we're all right there. Spray grain time. These cans are getting cold, friends. Let's give this one, make it a little thicker. I can still see where it was hot. Wow, look at that go. Oh, wipe these tips off, by the way, because this stuff will clog. A little more. By that I mean heavy. But kind of make it all look like that. See what I mean? Full in the eye is what we're doing here. Went a little heavy. Probably too cold to be doing this. Whatever. Stuff's got to get done. Almost there. All right, good enough, I think, is what this one is going to be. This one is going to be one of those times where I use the Bulldog because, I mean, that looks like a stab to me. Pocket knife came open. I don't know what the situation was, but that is a cut. That's not, wear. So I want to get something in there that's going to keep that from spreading. It's, I believe, the Bulldog's job. It's the heavy duty. And then we'll go over it with the final weld for the rest of the stuff you just saw a million times. Cool. And the Bulldog. Like, it's a paste. It's thick. Probably half frozen. But works the exact same way. Yep. wrinkled. That's fine. It will be fine. All right, I'll fix the wrinkle like we did on the last one by heat and hope. Just kind of work around it. There we go. What? Oh, I definitely haven't been shaking this enough. I didn't know that was in there. Well, yeah, that definitely works better. Figures. It's fine. It's fine, Eric. It's fine. All right, so spray grain is on. Blend it out. Now that it's glossy from the spray grain, you see that the stitches, the hell was that? You can see that the stitches are gone, so maintaining that ridge was never really going to be possible. Whole thing, since we're here and all. And here we are. I mean, without that stitching, it's going to look weird because there's nothing tucking it and pulling it down. But this one's not bad. I wish I would have seen that on the other side more clearly when I was doing this. But if you're doing this at home, you can just go back over and do it. You know, it's fine. I am working in the mentality of, dealership. Whereas this is good. It's a repaired seat that's not going to get worse. It is what it is. It is a used motorcycle. If you want perfection on every aspect of a used motorcycle, the prices of those things go up. You know what I mean? Yep, did that one. Right. Right. Right there. Not good. All right, so there's another one over there yet off a bagger, but it's going to be more of what you've already seen. This one, this is the finale. So we got your classic rip home repair done with, hear that? Done with the super glue, which is, I mean, go back to the tape, you know, duct tape or something, like super glue. Super glue should never be anywhere near your motorcycle ever, under any circumstances ever. Did I say ever enough? Because I can't stress enough how never ever super glue should be near your motorcycle. Good? Okay. So what we have here is a classic razor blade situation. We're going to have to scrape. Choked up about it. Scrape, scuff, cut, maybe. Might have to take the whole thing out. Sand, might have to do all this because people put super glue on their seats and they're like, yeah, it's fine. It's not fine. There's stuff they make for this. Like a simple Google search will find you like a cheap kit on Amazon. In my voice, is this, I'm a real man. There's cheap kits you can buy if you don't want to go through Superior. And super glue is never found in those kits. Okay? All right. I'd like to do a scraping motion and see what I can see. You can tell, I mean, it's, where's the light? There's, right there, you can see it's, you know, straight up and down. Let's give her a bunch of scrapes, you know, until you feel like it's enough, like you got the big chunks of Gorilla Glue off. And then move on to sandpaper, because you don't want to damage it more than it's already damaged. Go back and forth here. This is actually working out all right. Get a brand new blade if you do this. Avoid stitches. Those are made of weak things, as we've already established, and we'll just give up and leave the party. That sounds great. Oh yeah, it's right in the eardrum. That is one of the worst sounds. So here's how this is going. It's, you know, we're down there. It's stained, but I think that's all gone. This part is going to be more of a challenge. God, I might just hack that off, because I don't think there's any saving that. Tube exists, so you don't do stuff like this. Just get rid of it. That's glued down. It's not, oh God. All right. Back to this sound. I'm going to time lapse that so you don't have to listen to it. So we're making progress. Did you see Sammy Hagar was going on tour this year with Bonham and Michael, bassist from Van Halen, and they're going to be doing a bunch of Van Halen songs. Joe Satriani? I don't know. So if you're wondering how much you can sand and scrape on a leather / vinyl seat, not much. Right there. That's how much. Glue's gone. All right. This just feels like a bulldog situation right here. This is getting hard out here. Jeez. Someone at work told me I'd probably be good at decorating cakes. I almost swung at them. Oh yeah, spraying just as smooth as it ever has. Nope. Trash. Oh yeah. I mean, considering what it was. And over here, spray grain for the win, by the way. Not bad, other than, and I keep telling you, try to maintain the edge of the stitching as much as possible. It just hasn't been the case where it is possible today. It's just sometimes how it goes. But that thing's on the bike. I mean, are you really going to notice? No. Is there a hole there anymore? Absolutely not. Well, we did some work here today. All right, guys, so I think I am officially done with the seat repair video thing. I think you got it, right? And I think unless something really unique pops up, there's no need for me to show you what's going on with that anymore. I think you guys know what you're doing. Just buy the right stuff and take your time. And when it's your own deal, you're definitely going to take more time than what I'm using on, dealership parts. So with all that being said, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for checking out the channel. Remember, this is how I do things. I'm not telling you how to do the things. You do it the way you want to do it. Practice over and over until you find a way that works for you. This is, again, coming from dealerships. I've done this for 25 plus years. I've never had a comeback. I've never had someone say, oh, my seat fell apart. And this is in cars. This is, on bikes. This is things in the sun. Things getting beat up by kids. Never had an issue. They're good products from Superior. If you do it the right way, make sure everything's clean. That's key. Make sure everything's clean before you get started. you know, you should be fine. So this is the way I do it. If you want to do it that way, I know it works. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, thanks for hitting the bell, whatever the bell does, wherever no, it's not up there. Anywho's, I'm gonna get out of here and get back to, I'm gonna finish that last seat because you guys get it, you don't need to see anymore. And I will talk to you next time.